Hello friends, welcome in online lecture series of MSc first year. We are discussing about the subject CFP 110 Fundamentals of Physical Chemistry, in which we are discussing about the topic thermodynamics. Okay, in which last lecture we have discussed about the first law of thermodynamics, its mathematical expression. Now there are some limitations of first law of thermodynamics, and due to these limitations we have to use a second law of thermodynamics, and that second law of thermodynamics we have to study here. Second law of thermodynamics. Before that we have discussed the limitations or inadequacies of first law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics. Like first law, there are different statements of second law of thermodynamics. Different statements of second law of thermodynamics. So see, there are different statements that we have to study one by one. The Clausius statement, second Kelvin statement, third Planck statement, fourth Thomson statement, fifth the general statement about the conversion of heat, and last one is related to entropy of the system. So these are the statements of second law of thermodynamics that we have to discuss one by one. See the first statement, Clausius statement. What Clausius statement says? Clausius statement of second law of thermodynamics is about the cyclic process. Okay, so first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, statement of second law of thermodynamics, Clausius statement we are discussing. Here it states that it is impossible for cyclic process to convert work into heat, constantly. See here the statement states that when the heat is converted into work for cyclic process, when that cyclic process it again return to the initial state. So it is impossible, according to the Clausius statement, it is impossible to convert simultaneously heat into work without simultaneous transfer of heat from the source at higher temperature to one at lower temperature. So this is statement, a Clausius statement, which states that it is impossible for cyclic process to convert heat into work. It is impossible for cyclic process to convert heat into work without the simultaneous transfer of heat from the source at higher temperature to one at lower temperature, or vice versa. One at higher temperature to one at lower temperature, or the source at lower temperature to higher temperature. So this is the Clausius statement. I am repeating once again this statement. It is impossible for cyclic process to convert heat into work without the simultaneous transfer of heat from the source at higher temperature to one at lower temperature, or vice versa. So this is first statement, we call Clausius statement. Second statement is a Kelvin statement. This statement is about the second, that is Kelvin statement, is also cyclic process. So system operating in cycle, and it is impossible for system operating in cycle and connected to single heat reservoir. It is impossible for system operating in cycle and connected to single heat reservoir to produce positive amount of work in the surrounding. So this is second statement, that is Kelvin statement, which states that for system it is impossible for system operating in cycle and connected to single heat reservoir to produce positive amount of the work in the surrounding. So this is second statement. See the third statement, that is Planck statement. What is this Planck statement? It states that to convert mechanical work into heat may be complete, but the conversion of heat into mechanical work is incomplete, because whenever certain quantity of heat is transformed into work, some other quantity of heat must be undergoes corresponding and compensating change. So this is the third statement, we say Planck statement. Okay, what it says? It says that when mechanical work is converted into heat may be complete. This process may be complete, but conversion of heat completely into the work is not possible, because whenever the heat is converted into work, there is some another kind of heat which undergoes corresponding and compensating changes. So this is third statement. See fourth statement, that is Thomson's statement. What this statement states us? Thomson's statement. This states that all the natural or spontaneous processes tends to go to the state of equilibrium. All the natural or spontaneous processes tends to go to a state of equilibrium. So this is fourth statement. Fifth statement we are going to see here. The conversion of heat from cold body to hot body is not possible without the intervention of external agency. And last statement is about entropy. I will repeat all the statements again. Let's see first how this law, second law of thermodynamics, is stated in different way. The last statement is about entropy. What this statement says, according to first law, we state that the energy of universe is constant. But available energy is constantly decreasing, and entropy of system increasing continuously to maximum. When it achieves the maximum state, the order, or we say chaos, randomness, that is we call entropy. So state of maximum entropy, then order will prevail itself. The order will prevail itself. Okay, so these are 6 statements. Let's see one by one. I'm repeating once again. This is about cyclic process. Okay, first statement is the Clausius statement. It states that it is impossible for cyclic process to convert heat into work without the simultaneous transfer of heat from the source at high temperature to one at lower temperature, or vice versa. Means, what is the requirement for cyclic process to operate in a cycle? So requirement is that heat must be continuously transferred. Heat must be continuously transferred to convert heat into work, and that transfer is not only from source at high temperature, but sometimes the source at high temperature, here source, we say source at high temperature, and one at lower temperature we call sink. So if we study the Carnot cycle, then the source and sink, the source constantly transforming energy to the source is continuously transferring energy in the form of heat to convert it into work, and this work, when work is done, it is converted into heat that will be absorbed by this sink one at lower temperature. So this process, to operate this process, to operate this cycle, there is a requirement of two sources. One is at higher temperature, one is at lower temperature. One is at higher temperature, one is at lower temperature. When it provides heat, then heat may be converted to work, and when this work is converted to heat, it may be absorbed by this sink. So continuous transfer of heat into work is not possible without the heat sources, without these two heat sources. So this is statement of second law of thermodynamics. We call it Clausius statement. See the second statement. It is impossible for system operating in cycle and connected to single heat reservoir. Here only one heat, I said there are two reservoirs are required here for the process operating in cycle. So here source, one at higher temperature, one at lower temperature. So to operate this cycle, it is impossible for system operating in cycle and connected to single heat reservoir. If it is connected to single heat reservoir, then the total process is not completed, and it is not possible for this cyclic system and connected to single heat reservoir to produce positive amount of work. To produce positive amount of work in the surrounding. It cannot produce positive amount of work in the surrounding, because if heat is converted into work, the work is again converted into heat, and that heat will be absorbed by the reservoir, and no positive amount of work is done on the system. So this requirement of two sources are there, and this requirement is not complete here. So this is second statement, that is Kelvin's statement, which states that for system operating in cycle and connected to single heat reservoir, it is not possible for such system to produce positive amount of work in the surrounding. So third statement, see Planck statement. So mechanical work, conversion of mechanical work into heat. Sometimes mechanical work is there and heat produced there. So mechanical work into heat is complete. This process is complete, but the conversion of heat into mechanical work is not complete. Conversion of heat into mechanical work is not complete, because we have to consider when heat is converted into work. When heat is converted into work, such as suppose we have taken this piston, block and piston. So if there is gas enclosed in the cylinder, if gas enclosed in the cylinder, and if we provide heat to this system, so this system if heated by absorption of heat, then this heat there is expansion of gas. So expansion of gas due to absorption of heat, the piston moves in upward direction. Piston moves in upward direction, and due to this movement some work is done. So what is heat is converted into work. After absorption of heat, the gas in the cylinder expands. Due to expansion, this piston moves in upward direction. It moves in upward direction, and due to this movement, some work is done. So heat is converted into work, but not total heat absorbed is converted or utilized for the movement of this piston. Movement of this piston. So some heat is used to increase the internal energy of the system, some to overcome the forces for expansion of the gas. The two gas molecules must be go away from each other, and to go away these molecules from each other, they have some forces to bind them, and we have to break those forces. Some heat is required, some energy is required to break these forces, and so these forces are broken here, and that energy is not considered by first law of thermodynamics. It just says one form is converted to another form, so work is converted into heat is complete, but heat cannot completely converted into work. Why? Because we have to increase these parameters such as internal energy to break the forces between the atoms as molecules. So the Planck statement is there. The conversion of mechanical work into heat may be complete, but the conversion of heat, on contrary, the conversion of heat into work is not complete, because when heat is transformed into some kind of heat is transformed into work, another kind of heat which undergoes corresponding and compensating changes. Which are corresponding and compensating changes? To increase the internal energy, to break the forces between the atoms, ions, molecules, to go away from each other. So these are the corresponding and compensating changes. So this is third statement, that is Planck statement, which states that mechanical work, conversion of mechanical work into heat is complete, but heat into mechanical work is not complete or incomplete, because when heat is converted into work, some another quantity of heat which undergoes corresponding and compensating changes. So see this fourth statement: the natural and all natural and spontaneous processes, all natural and or spontaneous processes tends to go to a state of equilibrium. Okay. How natural processes? Suppose that we are considering here some natural process. Suppose that these two pots are connected. Two pots are connected here. This is empty pot, and if we fill this pot up to this level, here pot we fill by water up to this stage. What is the natural process now? There is no requirement of any external agency. What is the natural process here? Natural process is this water transferred from left pot to right pot and start filling the second pot. This process continues, but till both the pots have the same water level. Both these pots have same water level. When same water level achieved, we say equilibrium condition. And at this stage, process cannot be stopped. But if 10 molecules goes in the right pot, at the same time 10 molecules goes into the left spot. So in equilibrium condition, the rate of forward reaction and backward reaction remains same, and due to which we found no change in the level. Here in this case no change in the level, so that's why this process stops. We say theoretically this process stopped, but it can't stop because the process is reversible process, and at this stage theoretically we say this process stops, and this process stops, we say equilibrium condition achieved. So this is Thomson's statement. All natural processes, naturally it the water travels from one pot to another pot till equilibrium reach. So all the natural or spontaneous processes tends to go to a state of equilibrium. When equilibrium state reach, the process stops. We say stop, or it is reversible process here. So equilibrium condition reach. So the target of natural or spontaneous process to achieve the equilibrium. So this is the fourth statement. See the fifth statement: heat cannot